The Disney earnings call was very clear about two things. Toy Story 5 is an unmitigated success at the box office, and Disney theme park attendance has hit a growth spurt. So what happened? Were we here at that Park Place wrong? Let's talk about it here today on That Park Place. Vash, so a lot of people are trying to say that we were wrong about what we've been saying about Disney this summer. That, the parks are essentially, not nearly as crowded as they normally are. To be fair, we backed that up with data, but they're trying to say that what Josh D'Amaro said today on the call was somehow proof that we were wrong. Well, let's take a look at exactly what was said. This from Florida Politics says, now that's the Disney flywheel in action. Disney World and Disneyland's park attendance jumped 3% for the quarter, helping propel the company's financial earnings, leaders said. Disney's attendance bumps comes after both the Universal Orlando and SeaWorld theme parks reported a decline in attendance. Says Josh D'Amaro said there was a fair amount of speculation about the strength of our domestic parks. Well, clearly they were strong. He told financial analysts during the third quarter. And to remind everyone, we're achieving this even during a period where there's a fair amount of macro uncertainty. The company's experiences division, which includes theme parks and Disney Cruise Line, which that's a very important thing here to note, reported nearly $10 billion in third quarter revenue, a 10% increase from Q3 in 2025. Operating income was up 20% to $3 billion, and those numbers set a Q3 record for the company. It's important, D'Amaro said, to highlight that we're performing significantly better than our competition. Guests spending more on food, merchandise, and their vacations led to a 4% growth in per cap spending in Disney World and Disneyland, according to the company. Disney's fundamental advantage is the depth of our fan relationships, and that translates directly to durable financial returns. Today, we find ourselves in an environment where consumers have more options than ever for their time, and yet our results show they keep choosing to spend their time with Disney. Looking ahead to later in the year, the future bookings, quote, remain healthy for Disney World and Disney Cruise Line, he said. Actually, I believe Hugh Johnston said that. But helping post big gains for the company is the summer film Toy Story 5. D'Amaro said the company's different divisions continue to feed into each other. Intellectual property in Disney movies channels into rides, characters, and themes and attractions and parks on Disney cruises and pops up in Disney retail. That integration creates a structure no one else has been able to replicate, D'Amaro said. To showcase the power of the Toy Story franchise, he said the 5 movies generated more than $4 billion in global box office and over 2 billion hours streamed on Disney+. Across all retailers, Toy Story generates more than $1 billion in annual global retail sales and reaches fans across every Disney park and cruise ship, including 4 immersive lands, 19 attractions, and 2 hotels. Now that's the Disney flywheel in action, he said. All right, Vash. So let's take this one at a time here. Sure. The attendance at Disney parks jumping 3% for the quarter. Hey, Vash, what's the quarter that they're talking about?
That would be between April and June, if I recall correctly.
Springtime, right? Between April and June. Right, springtime, when we reported that attendance was up, right?
Yeah, well, yes, of course, because I believe they had 7 attractions come online. Is that correct?
Yeah, something like that. There were quite a few. We had the new Muppets coaster. We had what else opened? The Mandalorian and Grogu, which by the first Saturday that was open, it was already down to 20-minute wait. What else opened during that time? More stuff opened, I know.
Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin came back from its refurbishment April 8th. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad came back from its big over a year-long refurbishment May 3rd. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, as you beautifully pointed out, got its update to include Mandalorian and Grogu. Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets, like you said right there. Disney Junior Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live debuted May 26th. Bluey's Wild World actually opened May 26th, and then Soaring Across America for May 26th as well right there. So a lot of stuff actually opened within that short time frame between that. And Marvin, I do believe they opened so much for that summer because, well, who was eating their lunch the previous summer?
Oh, right. That was Universal's Epic Universe. That was demolishing them and kicking them in the mud. Vash, I would also like to point out that the quarter in question here is when we were talking about the fact that attendance was up, that things were actually looking up again. It's not the summer months that we're in right now, which are fairly sparse. It's not just us saying that, guys. It is the mainstream media as well, talking about the Disney ghost town. They've been saying that now for 2 years when it comes to the summer months. So an important distinction there, that when they talk about things like this, they're talking about the springtime months when 7 attractions open. They're not talking about right now in the summertime. So that is very important to remember. And again, I think a lot of what's happening here, Vash, is what we've talked about with the vibes, not rides kind of situation, because when we track this data, we're tracking it via wait times for attractions. And so if not a lot of people are buying Lightning Lane, and and because of that, not going on attractions, and they're just showing up to eat food and to shop and just kind of soak in the vibes, well then we're in a situation here where the parks could conceivably have people in them, but the data is saying that there's no wait times for anything. Now where there are wait times is Epic Universe, so I would say that. But yeah, it is so we're talking about two completely different time periods here.
Correct. Yeah, well, absolutely. And you had to remember too, when it comes to the entire experiences division, not just in attendance for the parks, but just the entire division. This was the first full quarter for the Destiny and the Adventure both to be online simultaneously, which obviously is going to equal to a lot of enhanced revenue and a lot of different operating income opportunities right there. But it's very interesting you say that, Marvin, about Lightning Lane and people actually buying into it, not buying into it. There was a story just broken by Walt Disney World today, not too long before we actually went live, talking about how the Magic Kingdom Premier Pass, the Lightning Lane, this $450 option previously, has actually been reduced in price from its minimum of $329 now to $299. Same thing occurring with Animal Kingdom, going from I believe I think it was like $129 or something like that, now to $119. So what I'm saying is that the Premier Pass, this Lightning Lane experience, has been reduced in price, which suggests some soft usage among guests, and they're trying to encourage sales that way.
Fascinating stuff right here. So now let's get to the other part of that. Toy Story 5. It's an unmitigated success. It is
absolutely
undeniable. You cannot deny that this movie is successful. And I'm pretty sure, Vash, we also said that would be successful. At least I did. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I only know one person out there who said that they thought that movie was going to flop. But outside of him, I don't think anyone else actually believed that. But again, Vash, when you go through Toy Story Land, I did this test earlier in the year where it was right around the time Mandalorian Grogu came out. I walked through for park hopping. I walked through Galaxy's Edge, and it was empty. It was a ghost town. There was nobody there. Then I went and walked through Toy Story Land, just feet away, right? And it was packed, shoulder to shoulder people. So people do still care about Toy Story. Josh was not lying about that.
Right. And I think Inside Out 2 bore out the fact that people will still come to these sequels, even if this brand or studio has been diminished in people's eyes, right? People will still come to see the continuation of the story revolving around the characters they so love. And I think it was kind of funny, Marvin. I think he said, Josh DeMaro said something similar to the effect when it came to Spider-Man Brand New Day, and as he was giving accolades to Sony and so forth. And he was like, it just goes to show you that if you create a great story and a great sequel, people will still come out. And Marvin, I think you said real quick, well, you do that, which was hilarious. So,
it's true. I think I did say, why can't you guys do that? Why can Kevin Feige collaborate with Sony and make this movie that's made $1 billion in a week, and he can't do that for you? Why is he giving you the Fantastic Four first steps, but he's giving Sony this Spider-Man movie? Like, what exactly is happening here, Josh? What's the disconnect, and what's going on? Because at the end of the day, those are the questions. Like I have been having this fight with people now, Vash, for over a week, where I've been saying that the success of Spider-Man Brand New Day is an embarrassment to Disney. Like, this is it's egg on their face. And people have been screaming at me in my comment section, basically saying that I'm wrong and I'm a grifter. This is a Disney, Marvel production that Sony's just distributing. That, like, oh, this, that, and the other thing. This is Disney's win. They're thrilled with it. They're going to make all this money off of merchandise. I said, yes, but at the end of the day, they've now lost the highest domestic opening of all time to Sony. And the only viable Marvel movies since Endgame have been 2 Sony movies and 1 movie built on Fox nostalgia.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's very true. Win. And even with legacy here, Thor: Love and Thunder, a 4th Thor movie should have made $1 billion, or at least close to it, and it didn't, because it was terrible. Because they let a maniac run wild with it.
I think Multiverse of Madness came close, but everybody hates that movie. So it's not quite a win.
Well, that was one of their that was one of their big bait and switches. That was like you come for a Doctor Strange movie, and then, as Victoria Alonso said, America Chavez.
But the idea being that, the brand, you see, Marvin, the brand is what brings people in, whether it be Pixar, Disney, Marvel, what have you. But like you so beautifully pointed out, they haven't been going to Marvel Pictures ever since Endgame. It's just it's just a fact. And the other fact remains that Spider-Man, at least from a profit standpoint, might actually make more money than Doomsday because of how expensive Doomsday is. And the reason why they're putting that much investment into that, because they know they had to restart the fervor for this franchise because they so damaged it.
I think just box office gross, I think Spider-Man is going to make more than Doomsday. Not even talking about profitability at this point. I don't think Doomsday is going to make a lot of money. I really don't. I don't think anybody's super interested in it.
It might not. That the rumors haven't been great. Which, by the way, when we saw that imagery of Brand New Day coming out from Glasgow when they were shooting there for some of the urban set pieces right there, and you have Tom Holland swinging around and so forth. I mean, that lit up my social media feed. I'm just not seeing that enthusiasm. In the lead up here to Doomsday in the same way that we saw with Brand New Day. And Alan Bergman himself said that was extremely important for the success of these films.
Because it's not, you're not dealing with beloved characters here. You're dealing with Sam Wilson as Captain America and Yelena and Shang-Chi and the Fantastic Four. Thor was completely ruined in Love and Thunder. Steve Rogers is back, but they're not letting him be Captain America, so nobody cares. There are five Vash fake Captain Americas in this movie. Have you realized that?
I did not put that together, but I'm so glad you pointed that out.
You've got Steve Rogers as Captain Shirt Pants. So he's not being Captain America, so that's one fake Captain America. Then you have Sam Wilson as Captain America. That's two. He's not real Captain America. Then you have Winter Soldier, who's a super soldier. You have Red Guardian, and you've got U.S. Agent. There are 5 fake Captain Americas in this movie.
That is incredible. I can't believe that's a thing, but I suppose we need all the star power we can get, and they're putting down big bucks in order to make this happen. And it really does speak to, okay, maybe you do something with Toy Story 5. Maybe you do something with Doomsday. Let's say it makes a whole bunch of money. But they still haven't been successful in launching Marvel characters or properties outside of the Avengers films since Endgame. And they haven't been successful at all launching original films for their Disney Animation Studios, that being Disney Animation and Pixar. People still come to Toy Story 5, that's true. But now they're not even coming for stuff that is connecting to these franchises, like Moana, like Mandalorian and Grogu, and they can't establish anything new. And that right there is a big, big defect in the creative engine at Disney.
Well, look at what happened when they tried to start something new. You get things like Elio, which was a heinous bomb. Looking forward, Vash, I would put money down that Hext is not going to perform very well at the box office. Nobody's
talking about it. Literally, no one is talking about that film.
You know what's funny? That's the new, now that Minions and Monsters is out, that's the new film that the trailer plays in front of every single movie.
Really?
Like every movie that I've gone to see for the last several months gets that trailer.
They're really pushing it. I just don't think it's going to be successful. You can put this in front of everybody that you want, and everybody has the same reaction when they see that.
More witches. Yeah. Oh, you're doing this again. More witches. Exactly. We were talking on Midnight. We were talking on Midnight's Edge, or I said like, yeah, because they were like, oh well, what was that thing with the lesbian witches? And I was like, you're gonna have to be more specific. Like, oh, what was that Disney show with the lesbian witches? Yeah, like, well, they sing. Well, yeah, no, still, they always sing. Like, it's literally everything. It's literally everything now. Literally, they're doing a new series about witches now called like Coven Sisters or something like that. So, this company is just bankrupt creatively. But guys, at the end of the day, like, this was talking about the springtime attendance when all the new attractions were opening, and we said that attendance was up at that point in time. So the summertime is still what the summertime is. It's still what's been reported. So that's basically what this is. In order to hear more about what's going on with this summer as far as attendance goes, well, we're just gonna have to wait for the next earnings call, which I truly hope is not for a very long.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.